Just a quick hit on a Wednesday. Oh my gosh, I didn't even know what day it was. Has everyone, you guys really, I mean, a lot of you have slipped into the DMs. Everyone loved the show yesterday where we had on Psychic Robin, who she's great. I'm thinking of do we want to make her a regular guest? She is a great. I wanted her to deal with the topics that kind of interests most of you. She talked about Teresa's future on RHONJ, the future of Teresa and Louis together. I also wanted to know if Tamara was going to get back with Vicky, if Tamara was going to get back with Shannon. We talked about that. We talked about Alexis and John. And is New Jersey going to choose Teresa or Melissa? So if you haven't listened to that, go and listen to it. She really is somebody that I mean, I call her my psychic. I get readings from her. I find her to be very accurate. And you should all too. A lot of you have actually, I forgot everyone's name who slipped into my DMs, but a lot of people have already gone to Psychic Robin since I gave her a shout out last week and now the show. And anyone who wants to, if you use code VELVET, you can get a 35-minute reading for $20, which, I mean, really, you can't even buy 2 Starbucks for $20. I go to her. I go to her for mostly business because, I mean, do I give a shit about my love life? Do I give one shit? You know, I'm pretty satisfied in life and things are good. Let's just leave it at that. I don't need one person serious. So she's great with business advice, but she does love, and I mean, I'm thinking we have her back to do Bravo. Her business advice is so spot on. It's scary down to the wire. So if you want to go to Psychic Robin, slip into my DMs. You can actually, the code works with any psychic. You don't have to, you just download the Psychic Source app, and I'm so interested in what she has to say about Louis and Teresa's future. So, but even if you don't want to go to her, listen to the episode. Now, speaking of Teresa, just a quick hint, let's not get crazy. Speaking of Teresa, House of Villains, it's going to be starting soon. You know, do I think that House of Villains is going to be used and watched to help, I'm losing my voice, to help determine the future of Teresa on RHONJ? RHONJ. So do I think that that we're going to watch House of Villains, and House of Villains is going to determine Teresa's future on RHONJ? So I don't like, I think, well, no, I don't think, look, I don't think the future of RHONJ, of whether we fire Teresa or not, is going to be based on her performance on Villains. I don't. I think what's going to be interesting is that Teresa has sat around for over a decade and said, you guys don't know me. Nobody knows me. Remember Jacqueline, Lucy, and Ethel? If you don't realize, without Melissa and Joe on the show, what I could be. I could be a fun, relaxed Teresa. Now, she has said that also in many interviews already about House of Villains. And I mean, in the trailer, she doesn't seem so fun. She seems to be going crazy and fighting with Tiffany Pollard. You want to know what's really funny? Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked is in my building in LA. So when people go to do interviews with him, it's really funny. I mean, the building where I live is where he films Hollywood Unlocked. And so when people go to do interviews with him, they wait in the lobby. It's a residential building where I live. And so like one day someone came over to me and they're like, why the hell is Tiffany Pollard in the lobby? And I'm like, oh, I'm sure she's here for Jason. The next day she was on Jason's show. She was waiting to do an interview with someone. I'm like, well, it's not me. It's got to be Jason. But so I think what's interesting is that we're going to watch House of Villains, or I mean, I hope some of you watch it. Well, I guess I don't really care if some of you watch it. And I think it's going to be interesting because is Teresa going to be this fun Teresa that she claims? Forget about next season of RHONJ if Melissa and Margaret are gone. She claims that we're going to see it in House of Villains. And I don't see it based on the trailer. It seems like she's very angry and telling New York, bitch, you don't know who you think, you don't know who you think I am or whatever. So, I don't know. So, don't know, but, right? I mean, you saw the trailer, right? She doesn't seem like the fun, happy Teresa that she promises us. Anyway, moving on, we'll do a little more New Jersey soon. Emily Simpson, I have to say, I love it. Happens so infrequently. The last time I can think of this is the season 2 seasons ago with Rinna, where Kathy Hilton went over to Kyle's house. But this scene with Emily Simpson in Orange County, where they're sitting around a table, and Emily and Shane is there, and Jennifer Pedantry and her husband's name, Ryan. I don't even know what his fucking name is. Ryan and Tamra and Eddie. And the psychic also told us a lot of stuff about Tamra, where they're sitting around and Emily is explaining why she was upset at the fashion show and just saying when there's, a bunch of dresses and the one that's a size 12 is for me and everyone's wearing this. And Heather's telling me to wear jeans. When Emily is explaining this and how it affects her and how she's always the bigger girl and we see her working out, I gotta say, I felt this scene was so authentic. And it's like, man, like what happened? Like, I know Housewives was produced from day one, but not really. I mean, remember when they had like the shooting quality of Gina Keogh's home and Joe De La Rosa putting on that maid outfit and coming down for Slade. And then we have a reunion, which is people sitting around in like True Religion jeans and like fluffy shirts. I mean, not really. So I just thought this scene was so authentically real. And the last time I really felt that way is this scene with Kathy Hilton, where Kathy came in and Kyle was there, and the deep hurt between these sisters for years, and it was all over Rinna. And I mean, that last season of Rinna's, I thought that scene was so real. And that's how I thought about this scene. Other than, yeah, you have to get there and it's casting and blah, 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 and all this other stuff. So I really have to say, loved it. I feel that Emily is having a great season. I have apologized to Emily and Gina so much this season. Not all of you agree. A lot of you give negative comments of like, no, you should have stuck with your original. They're both boring. I don't think so. I really am. And I get Emily and I get Gina. I finally get it. Again, I'm like 6 years too late. But I think Emily's having a good season. I think Gina's having a good season too, but I think Emily's really having a good season. And, I don't like all of these real issues all the time on Housewives. Like, okay, we get it. Like, we get it. I get it. But I just love that. Like, look, I think what we want from a housewife is we want you to show up and just be authentic, just be in the scene.